Hey there, everybody. Parks Owsley here with Invent Global, and I'm joined by Damonte, the newest mid laner to lock in the playoffs this split. Congratulations, Damonte. You took down Cloud9, who has been in first place for the majority of the split. How you doing after that win?
Feels pretty good. I feel like Cloud9 has been the team to beat for the entire 2020 year. So I don't know, it feels super insane. It's like the best victory of the year by far for me.
Yeah, and you guys actually had the most impressive first round robin game. I think maybe TL was close. Maybe, it's kind of a toss up there. But
Yeah.
then you took them down in the end. TL did too. Some of the other teams are. What changed for you from a couple weeks ago till now?
I would say honestly, you mentioned the first C9 game we played, but that game we improved a lot off of because we won early game against them pretty hard, but we kind of just like went into this panic mode. We are like, oh shit, we're beating C9, and then we threw the game, and then after that we kind of just thought to ourselves like, there's no reason to panic. Like if we're actually getting these leads, we're probably just as good as all these teams. And then after that we kind of just calmed down more and played to like learn macro and learn how to play the game more. And yeah, we're just getting better.
Yeah. So actually, since then, or not since then, but since the second round robin, so like I don't know, 6 games ago or more or less, Cloud9 has gone 2-4, and
Wow.
you have gone 4-2. So what does that say? Obviously, you beat them today, so that lines up. But what does that say about Golden Guardian's strength relative to Cloud9, to teams like Team Liquid, and some of the other ones that are actually sitting above you right now?
I feel like this is just it's kind of like a rerun of Clutch Gaming last year where we at the end of the summer split we just randomly become super good. I don't know, maybe this is just my buff that I bring to teams, but like it feels similar. We're kind of hitting a stride at the perfect time, and if we can keep this rolling for like 3 or 4 more weeks, like we easily can just go to Worlds.
hmm So is Cloud9? I mean, given that they're 2-4 now, are they still a top team? Do you think, in your opinion?
Oh, for sure. I think Cloud9 is definitely a top team. Like Cloud9 and Team Liquid, I still would say they're a step above the rest. I don't think a slump is what you should really define Cloud9 by. But once playoffs is here, since they already locked in playoffs a long time ago, I think you're gonna really see their true form. And dude, I'm like it's really cool that playoffs this year is double elimination because like we get to see C9 play best of five, and if they lose that best of five, it's not like they're just out. And that team is not a team where like if they lose a best of five, they're not gonna tilt. They're probably just gonna get a lot better.
Good point. And I think, as far as I know, it's double elimination for the top six, and I think the
Yeah.
bottom, the 7 and 8 start in the losers bracket, similar to how it was in the spring, but with two extra teams.
hmm
You guys have locked in top 8. I think you still need a couple more wins to lock in
I think we
top,
need
maybe
one
just
more
one
win,
more
and
win.
then
Yeah.
we're 2-0 versus 100 Thieves. So it's like unless we go 0-3 and they go 3-0, I think we're pretty much in on one win. But I
Yeah.
could be wrong.
That sounds pretty good. You would get
Yeah.
the double elimination. I know last split you guys obviously did start in the losers. Wait, no, you weren't even there.
I wasn't
Wait,
there.
we gotta talk about that. Where were you last split? Where was Damonte?
Chilling in academy, just hanging out in
Just
Diggy Plus
hanging,
Academy.
dude. What do you think? What do you think this does for your career? Obviously, we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. We still have to see the end of the split. We still have to see playoffs. We still have to see you make it to Worlds again.
Mm.
Um, but I know we talked about this some before, and I know that it's been the thing that you said. I want no team will ever drop me again. But what is this saying about you? The resurgence this split.
Um, if anything, I feel like this game should just like show. It should make all the other teams worry that I'm more than just like a supportive style mid laner. And I finally like. I don't think I've played a really like hard carry champion in mid lane on Golden Guardians yet. I've played like Zoe I think twice, but that's like a bit different than playing like a control mage. She was doing like continual DPS like the whole fight and can carry. So like I think if anything, this is just gonna help our draft phase a lot because now teams are like, wait, this guy can actually play the like DPS champions.
hmm And I know that you, over the last year, have oftentimes talked about Niski. Like
hmm
that's who you're saying. Like it's the do and be style, but Niski's kind of leading the way in North America, and that's been what you've been trying to kind of recreate and adapt as well. And then now you're pulling at the Syndra. What's your overall goal then? Is it to be the Niski style player but on more champions, or is it to have the Jensen Bjergsen style and the Niski style?
Well, I kind of what you kind of see worldwide right now is that the whole Dwayne B style game is like not happening as much right now. Sometimes this happens with like the set mid stuff, but it's kind of getting banned a lot. We're just like put in different roles really often, and a lot of teams are defaulting to more of like the carry style mid laners right now. It just seems like they're just stronger, unfortunately. Like, but who knows? By the time the playoff patch comes around, it's like 2 more patches or 1 more patch from now, and there's
Hmm.
gonna be a new champion too. So literally the meta could shake up a lot. But yeah, right now you're not really seeing those champions be meta like I mean, that's not entirely true because Galio is like really, really strong and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But like you're not seeing like the weird picks. You're not seeing Rumble. You're not seeing like uh what else was I talking about? Like Nautilus mid or something. Like Dwayne B
Yeah.
is not even playing any of that stuff.
What about Malphite? Because he actually we've been seeing a lot recently, but of course, not yet in the mid lane.
I haven't tried it, but Dwayne B did play it at Worlds. But Dwayne B played it against some like Kled mid player or something, so it was kind of like unfair. I feel like if you pick Malphite versus Kled mid, you probably should win the game no matter what.
I've got the Malphite skin. I was a fan of the Malphite mid, but yeah, I mean, I think Malphite right now is pretty strong, tank and AP. So maybe it's something you could add, and then you could really be the full do and be mid laner.
That'd be
But
cool. Go one shot some people with full AP Malphite.
it's so frustrating to play against. But um, so in the playoffs, obviously it's the best of five. What is Golden Guardians going to be able to bring to a best of five format? That will maybe give you an edge up over some of the teams that you'll face there.
I would say, I mean, Golden Guardians have so many different styles that we can play right now. I think all 5 of our players can actually carry super, super hard. Even like who he is carrying games 1v5 on like set, for instance, or something like that. And Closer can play both the tank junglers or the carry junglers. I can play like I've shown Jace, I've shown Syndra. Like we have all of these different champions and styles that we've shown we can play. So going into best of fives, I don't think any team can like beat us in draft. The only way they can beat us is with the actual game.
Hmm. And you mentioned the new champion, of course. Is that something? I mean, I know with set, you have multiple ways that you can play that. Is that something you're going to try and do with Lilia as well? Like, it's supposed to be a jungler. Maybe it's a mid laner. Maybe we'll throw a top. Who knows who he's been been known to play crazy stuff.
Yeah, I can't talk too much about the Lilia because
Okay.
I don't really want anyone to know. But maybe I'll surprise some people, kind of like Kiana last year.
Ah, all right. Oh yeah, wait. Yeah, you were like the Kiana player.
Yeah, I
All
was like
right.
the only player who actually knew how to play the new champion.
Yeah. That was exciting. Well, it is, maybe it really will mirror 2019 for you.
It'd be crazy.
There was one other question that I had. Oh yeah. What do you think about the narrative around mid laners right now? Obviously, we've been talking about Niski a lot. Last split we had Power of Evil and Jizuke, who got a ton of praise, especially at the end of the season. They were the three as the All Pro, but then we still have Bjergsen in the league. We still have Jensen in the league. They've been playing really well recently. Now you come in and you pop off this game. So what is going on right now in the mid lane? How do you measure yourself up to some of these guys? What do you think the narrative and the conversation is?
I feel like mid and NA right now is kind of going back to how it was like the entire past. I feel like Jensen and Bjergsen are once again just becoming the best mid laners in NA, which is kind of crazy. And outside of that, like I still think Niski is an insane player, very like insanely like smart player too. I feel like those three and like Power Evil, I feel like those four I would say are a step above like everyone else, like on consistency and just like the way they play the game. I think even though Cloud9 is something, it's like I can't really say Niski's like bad or something because there's something because he's shown so much this year. But outside of those 4 players, I think like I'm like right I'm like one step away from being on their level. That's how I feel. And then I feel like every other mid laner other than that is like really, really overrated.
Interesting. What's the one step then that you need to take? Is it just consistency, or is there something else?
I think it's mainly consistency. I feel like I know how to get myself strong and I know how to like I know how to play the supportive style too. Like I can do both. I can either play selfless and help my team or I can get myself ahead, but I just need to make sure that I can do that stuff consistently and I can show what I did in the C9 game every game.
Hmm. And then, okay, actually, last question. I know at the beginning of the season you talked a lot about how Golden Guardians wanted to have you and Closer be very in sync. That was a specific goal of theirs, to have that mid jungle synergy really strong. I think it is showing and it's paying off. how do you rate yourself among the rest of the league, especially with teams like Cloud9?
Like as an individual mid laner, is what you're
As
asking?
sorry, as the duo.
Oh, mid jungle.
I know that in the post game interview today on the broadcast, you said something about like you make Closer look even better than he already is.
Yeah,
So obviously, it's working out.
yeah.
How well do you think it's working?
I think we're right up on the same level as like Power People and Santorin and Blabber and Niski. I don't think like their 2v2 is like super special or anything. It's just the way that it's like the team play after that stuff. Like for instance, I think FlyQuest plays really well with their support as well. So they're kind of like a 3-man unit. Their mid jungle and support all play together constantly. And then for like Niski and Blabber, I feel like they haven't shown it obviously in the last couple of weeks, but before that they would always just win mid jungle really hard and then spread their lead to the rest of the map like super fast. And then I feel like for me and Closer, it's honestly we're more like Blabber and Niski, I would say, than the FlyQuest, because I think FlyQuest plays more like a methodical game. It's a lot slower.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you. Best of luck moving forward. I know we've got playoffs just in a couple weeks. You've got one game tomorrow, right? And
Yeah.
then 2 more next week. Best of luck. Anything you want to say to fans before we head out?
Yeah, I started a YouTube channel, so go follow me on my YouTube channel. It's just Damonte. So yeah, that's all that's new in my life, and I've been streaming as well. Other than that, there's not too much.
Yeah, we still don't have any new memes to replace the Tanner time.
Yeah, I feel like Tanner time is just gonna last forever.
It's immortal. It's always time. Cool. Thank you again so much. And for all of you watching, thank you all. Go catch up on Damonte's YouTube while you're here. Just click over wherever it is. And we'll see you next time.